welcome to everybody, my beloved dear friends, everybody out there that is new to the channel. I welcome you, and I am very honoring all of you that always connect, because wow, this is another new month. Can you believe that? My name is Soraya Mendoza, for those that don't know me, and I send you my virtual hug and my Venus and my enthusiasm, because I feel you, even though we're far, but we're so close in spirit. So today, this is a session that I decided to be here in beautiful Mother Earth. I am so grateful to be very close to this area that is very pretty, but not only I feel more connected, more supported, because I always believe that nature is the best healer of all. So I'm here today bringing you the space, even though you are somewhere else. But remember, energy travels, and you can definitely feel it as you sincerely connect from your heart. You can feel this energy. So today, this session, I really been asked, and I've been talking about with many people about this particular topic, and truly ascension, awakening of consciousness, and symptoms that we all are going through. So I decided to just bring a little bit of this before we get into a little moment of stillness, and basically just know that you're not alone. It's not just you. We all are getting into this together in a different perhaps way, each of us, but everybody is going through this process. So yes, what is ascension, or why people refer to the awakening of consciousness? Now remember, consciousness is everything. In very simple words, is the expansion of your consciousness. Now, we talk about different levels of dimensions. So it's basically from going from one lower level of frequency or vibration to a higher level of vibration or frequency. Now, we are vibration, we are energy, and basically we are all these days, from thousands of years, we've been living in a three-dimensional plane, which means that is a lower vibration. Nothing wrong or bad. It's just is what it is. But now we have the opportunity as a collective in humanity to go to the next level, which will be a higher level of consciousness, to go to the fifth dimension. That is a term just used in these days. But it is from lower frequency to higher frequency. Now, the whole idea is to remember, your consciousness projects your reality. So depending on what level of consciousness you are in, you will see and perceive the world or the outside experience differently. And that's why these days, I have to be honest, yes, I know there's a lot of crisis, a lot of divide, a lot of problems, and a lot of challenges, but I have not been involved or sucked into it, because I decided or chose to be observing, sending light, holding the light, and just maintaining and sustaining my higher level of consciousness. So in my reality, in my perception, even though there's a lot of difficulty, I can say I am just living in ease and grace, going through the process as we all, but in an easier way. So the whole idea of this session is for you to understand that you can decide in what level are you gonna be. Are you gonna be in the victim consciousness where, oh my God, this is happening, oh my God, look at the world, it's falling apart? Or are you gonna be, okay, yes, there is challenge, there is all these problems, but I am holding my vibration high, I am doing my practices so I can live in one moment fully to that moment, and go to the next moment and continue to live in the now. That is the difference. It will be a different, for instance, example. There's two people, they're walking or they're going into a hike. One is gonna see the weed, the leaves all crappy, perhaps all the bushes burn, and the other one is going to see the flowers, the birds, is going to see the trees. Different perceptions, right? One is in a lower state of consciousness, the other one is a higher state of consciousness. That's why one perceives not so pretty, and the other one perceives or sees the beauty of all in the path. very interesting, but that's what we are living these days. A lot of people are awakened. In other words, they already see the truth of the fact that what we see in the surface is not really, I mean, it's happening, but it's the illusion. So the trick is not to fall in the trap, to be just sucked into that drama and that situation. Instead, we just transcend. And that's why we say, if we work on our level of consciousness, doing our practices, then definitely the perception is going to be completely different, because everything is consciousness. So just remember, very simple, the expansion and the waking up. Now, why is it that waking up? Because we are getting massive amounts of energy constantly these days for the good of our transition, and we have the 2020 vision. That's why this is the 2020 year, where we are seeing things that we never even realized we were in it, because it was so darker and we were not awake. Now we're awakening, or we are already awake, to see what's going on, and that been for many years, but we were not aware of it. That's why we're now conscious and aware of everything, and that's why we say we are the observer and we don't get sucked into the drama. So the invitation today is just for you to know we're not alone. We are supporting each other. Believe it or not, I continue to do one-on-one sessions, healing sessions, wellness sessions. As right now we're not doing groups, but that's why I am doing my very best to continue to just bring what the universe is sending me, to just express the truth with so much love and sincere heart, to say, do not give up. I know it's tough, I know it's hard, and it might hurt, and you might feel all kinds of different lower energy or lower vibrations of emotions. Acknowledge them, let them go. Do not attach to them. That's the trick. Don't let the emotional state control you. Just go through it, and then just allow yourself to be in more relaxation than ever. Even when you are busy, don't get caught up in the daily trap of the 3D matrix, as I mentioned. It's almost like that is how we've been programmed and pushed to be. Go to work, do this, pay the bills, and that is going to change, and it's already a lot of changes behind the scenes, and you just have to trust in the unfoldment of the divine plan. And these days, let's stay in that neutrality, because 5 dimension or higher state of consciousness means non-duality, not wrong or right, bad or good. That's 3 dimension. That's what we've been living. That's what they made us believe. And when I say they, the systems. So let us just get out of it and try to really work in your inner self. That will give you the whole different perception and feeling and everything. And that's why you probably, many of you say, you know, Soraya is crazy. I mean, she's always happy or doing or feeling good. Well, I have my times, but I stay and I do everything in my power to continue to stay in my center, because it is hard, but it's a practice. So that's why I want to say, do not give up. Do not feel, sad or feeling that the world is falling apart, because at the simple eye it looks like it is, and in a way it's good that we see that, because that means we're constantly cleansing to go to the new thing. And just connect with your heart and be in that energy of faith. Faith is the name of the game. Patience, surrender, and faith. Allow yourself to do that. Saying that, let us go and start with the next thing, which is, why are we getting all these symptoms, and what are those, and what are the things that we can do. So we continue. So as we continue, let us just talk about a little bit of why are we feeling what we're feeling, not only physically but emotionally. And just remember, we are getting massive amounts of energy constantly in the planet, because this is a cosmic event. This is at the level of the planet. So remember, let us don't get caught up on just the surface of what's happening at the naked eye. But because of that, think about it as we are these containers that we are accepting all this energy, just like a bulb, a light bulb. If it's a 50 or 100 volts, and all of a sudden you're getting all this energy that is over 100 volts, meaning 200 or 300, then the bulb feels like it can only take so much, right? That's a little analogy to make it understand. So we are trying to assimilate and integrate all this energy that is constantly hitting us through the energies that are coming through the galaxy, through the planet, and we are receiving it. But remember, this is a good thing because we are transforming and changing from inside out, like the DNA, our physiology, everything is changing. And that's why lately when I talk to people or when I do sessions, they have all kinds of symptoms, and I say, good, that means it's a good thing, because if you're not feeling anything, that means perhaps you are not in the process yet. I mean, you will, but the more you're feeling, the more you're cleansing layers and layers of a lot of old patterns, and you're letting go of the old, because before you go to the new, you gotta let go of the old. So there's so many symptoms, and we are all different, but I'm gonna talk for what I've been experiencing more myself, and also what I hear from my people that I take care in sessions. The first thing that in my case has been the most noticeable in my experience is muscular pain or joint pain. That, my friends, is the biggest. I hear every so often so many people that they have pains and aches, and in my case it's more the upper, the shoulders, the back, the lower back, the spine, sometimes the knees, the joints. And I thought myself, oh my God, it's my workouts, because I like to do Zumba and do different things to let go of all the negativity or the stress or whatever it is, to feel good. And I thought it was that, but sometimes I don't do anything. As a matter of fact, weekends I take it off, I do nothing. And the funny part is these symptoms come in the middle of the morning, like at 3 or 4 o'clock, you wake up and you feel like some car run through you, or you just feel so achy. So that's one that is very common. So if you have that, do not worry about, oh my God, what's happening. Is the process. The joints in the hands, itchiness in the hands as well, in the middle, because everything is opening. That the energy centers of the hands, we're activating the ascension of all these processes. So that is very common. Headaches, I don't get that much, thank God, but I do experience pressure in my third eye, and sometimes in the back or the crown, which is the two energy centers that are the higher up. So that could be possible as well. Sleeping patterns are completely imbalanced. Either you can't sleep, either you feel like you want to sleep a lot, or perhaps you have insomnia, or you just have cutting in between, meaning like you're sleeping, and then in my case around 3 or 2:30 or something in the morning, boom, I wake up. It's just not a nice, restful, continuous sleep. So of course, depending on how much energy in the day is coming, it changes a little bit. It might be better some days than others, but that is happening. So once again, we're going to talk about what can we do for all this, but that is a symptom. Another one is skin irritations or itchiness, or when you feel like something going on in your, like crawling in your head or something. That's vibration. Everything is activating from within. So don't feel bad. Once again, this is all what we are going through together. The other one is digestive imbalances. Very clear to me that it is changing, because sometimes either you feel too hungry, or sometimes you don't feel hungry at all. And as a matter of fact, in my case, I've been doing fasting without even planning almost the whole morning to 2 o'clock. I don't eat anything. I just drink water. I don't feel like eating. And then I have one meal, very light, and that's about it. And I feel great. So in these times, my only thing is to invite you to just listen to your body. And don't pay attention to anybody. You don't have to even hear me. Just listen to your body and really do as your heart or your body tells you, because every day changes. If you feel like a craving, do it. If you feel, just because that means your body is asking. But these days, one tip I'm going to tell you is try to stay with foods that are more closer to nature. In other words, that more natural, like more vegetables, meaning veggies, fruits, grains, not so much processed or packaging food. Try to stay away from that, and sodas, just because the more natural, the easier the process is going to be. And if you can become more vegetarian, it's even better. And I'm not saying you have to, I'm just explaining that I've noticed very much differences. I've been becoming strictly vegetarian these days, not because it's because my body does not accept these days any meat. I don't eat meat anyway, but I mean, I used to have a little fish or chicken, nothing. I don't feel like it. It doesn't appeal to me. So go with what feels good for you. Remember, everybody's going through the process, but everybody is in its own individual process, and we all are going to go through it differently. That's why I'm today here, to just allow myself to share with you what I'm going through and what I hear from people that I take care of, and just to give you more ideas to perhaps try them and make it better for you. That's all. But just remember, you are your own inner master, your own inner healer, your own inner everything. It's you, and you the only one. And there's also okay, so digestion imbalances is a big one, and there's also the issues with emotional states, where sometimes you don't know why you feel sad, perhaps, or you want to cry, or perhaps you feel like down, or you go into depression, anxiety, anger, and all these low vibration emotions. But remember, acknowledge them, go through them, but don't attach to them. Don't let the emotional state control you, because once you let that happen, then you totally go down. So no, but just acknowledge it. We all doing it. I personally have to admit, honestly, I haven't gone into states of emotions that difficult, but I guess it's because I'm always constantly focusing on what I like, which we'll talk about. And but in my case, it's been more physical than ever. I mean, just the physical part has been very strong. So other symptoms can be, and also there's positive symptoms that you perhaps nowadays, even though everything is happening, which is happening to me in this case, is that I feel more connected, that I feel like there's something more bigger than what we see in the surface. You feel more purpose, that you're here for a good purpose and reason. So all those things are also the goodness that is coming to confirm to you that this is happening for a very good reason and for a good plan. It's not going to be because we're all going to go and poop. No, it's actually a happy ending. That's all I can say. But sure, we got to be patient, and we got to be able to just go with the flow and just surrender to what is without resistance. And as I said, I can go through so many more symptoms, but I can just think about those right now at the moment. And basically, I just say, we're going to talk what are the things that we can do. But remember, the moment that something comes that doesn't feel comfortable and is discomfort, pause, leave everything alone, and just, one that I'm truly remembering now, that is also in my reality big, dizziness, you guys. Oh my God, sometimes I'm doing my things, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden everything is moving. It's almost like you feel like, what is going on? And dizzy and sort of nausea, almost like and it's not like it's your stomach, or it's just a nauseation effect. Well, guess what? Because we're having intensity of energy coming in, that you feel like that. And a lot of times also it can be the density that is in the field out there when you go to stores or to more places where it's crowded. You can feel really overwhelmed, and you are feeling the collective density, and so you are transmuting, and you are just letting it pass through and just so in those moments, what I learned to do, because I have to tell you that comes quite often, is put my sea bands that you use when you go to cruise ships to not get seasick, right? Because that's exactly what I feel. And then also I pause, close my eyes, and I start to do breathing. And the breathing totally helps me, because we'll talk about that, but it is amazing. So whenever you feel something uncomfortable, just remember, do not focus on that discomfort, because it's going to get more and it's going to be more intense. Allow yourself to just acknowledge it and reminding that you're transmuting it and it's going through and you're letting it go, because we're letting go layers and layers and layers of a lot of stuff through our lifetime. Not only this lifetime, but many lives in the past, in other incarnations. So saying that, just remember, anything discomfort, it's a good sign, in the sense of that we are transforming, we are evolving, and we are growing, and we are going higher and higher in consciousness. So it's not such a bad thing. We have to see it as a blessing and be grateful, because we're feeling it. Some people are deciding to just leave this plane and they transition. A lot of people are transitioning in these times, because they just came to a certain moment and that's it, they're leaving. So we have to be very grateful to know that we definitely are the blessed people, or the blessed people that are here because we wanted to be in this moment in time. And I have to say, my father, and many of you don't know, I lost my father recently, and it is going to be almost a month. And I have to tell you, it's one of those things. But as I learned into this process, I was happy that he went in peace and ease. It was very easeful transition, and he decided in his contract before he came to this incarnation, and now he is closer than ever, because I feel his energy. And so if you have people that are going, and this had nothing to do with what COVID-19 or anything like that. He just had other issues from a long time. But what I'm saying is, if we go through things like that, just remember, everything is going to go in the way it's supposed to go. Everything is divine time, and everything is orchestrated for the good of all. So saying that, let's now talk about what are the good news. That we can do a lot of things to help us go through these symptoms. So let's talk about that now. So as we continue now, we're going to talk about all these good practices and good things to do daily to be able to go and navigate all this commotion and this crisis, if you will, but knowing that it's for the good of us. Once again, if you are in gratitude, you will definitely feel a lot better, instead of being mad or frustrated about what's happening in your being and out there, right? It's a pretty different, once again, we're in a different level of consciousness, because if you're here, you are in a high state of consciousness, because you are receptive and you're perceiving this for the good of your own being and your own evolution. So that's why I honor you for being here and doing your part, because that's all our time, our job today, just to focus on ourselves and be in that goodness. So there's so many things, and I actually always talk about all these, but remember that the one thing that really is very helpful, not only for your muscle pain that we talk about and all the aches and all that, is also helpful to clear the energies and the negative energies that you perhaps picked up as you go out and about, especially when there's a lot of people in the stores or wherever you go, is to do salt baths. And if you don't like to take baths, because for instance my mom, she doesn't take baths, but what she does is to mix, and I suggest, instead of just the salts, plain salt, you can do plain salt if you want to, but Himalayan salts are really very effective, and you can find them in many places very inexpensively. Himalayan salts mixed with Epsom salts, and you can choose lavender scent or calming aromatherapy if you have essential oils. You can put your calming oils and make your mixture of whatever feels good. But it is very good to clear your energy field, because remember, everything is energy, and if you go out there, whether you like it or not, you're gonna actually picked up a lot of the collective. So sometimes that's why, you know, you feel aches and pains and dizziness and all on interesting feelings and imbalances. So just remember, doing this helps. And as I was saying, my mom doesn't take baths, so for those that don't take baths, just grab and mix your salt water with all your good essential oils or whatever you're putting, and then have it in a container and just sit. If you have those kind of showers that have a nice little bar to sit or just a chair, and just grab it and just like in the old days, right, with a container, and just pour yourself this way and cleanse yourself. You might have perhaps also scrubs that have natural salt water. Why salt of Himalayan or salt of the ocean? Is because exactly the salts of the oceans are very cleansing. So you do that, and it's really helpful. And I have to admit, so many times I'm making it a habit to do it at least every other day. But for sure, when I'm feeling that, or when I go to many crowds or areas, I just do that, and it feels fantastic. And I even found that I sleep even better. So that's one ritual that you can make it as your nice time. It can be professionally if you have the opportunity to go to hydrotherapy places or jacuzzis. If you have jacuzzis, just grab your salts and don't put in your jacuzzi, because depending on what kind of jacuzzi, I have beautiful birds that I just saw it planted there. That's why I was looking up. It's so beautiful to be here. I'm just so grateful. Thank you for being here with me. But anyway, and just you know, soak into the jacuzzi and the jets, hydrotherapy. Why water? Because water cleanses. Water is a purifying element. So utilize it. It's free. You don't have to do much, but just do your own ritual. Put your candles. And then sometimes what I do in my, believe it or not, what I do in my bath, I put my sound therapy or my sound bath of my sessions in the channel. You can use whatever music that is good for you, and it really relaxes you, because that's another practice that you can do. Listen to music that brings you peace, that calms you. There's so many options out there. Music that really suits your system, because remember, sound and vibration is big, and that's why my other sessions in this channel, for those that don't know, are sound therapy and sound bath, and they're fantastic. If you already know him, you can skip the talking and go to that area where it's just the sound, and it is beautiful, and I have to admit, it helps. So the other thing that is also recommended that I find amazingly helpful these days, and I know you probably say I say it all the time because that's what I live off, right? Meditate. But meditate more than ever, as many times a day. And meditation doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have to sit and put your practice and just be with your, I mean, you can make it as small periods of stillness or reflection, or just letting go of everything. Just like now, this is a meditation itself. It's an active meditation, but believe it or not, I'm listening to birds, I'm listening to all the sounds of the universe, and I'm just very much into this, and I don't pay attention to anything out there except the beauty of this space. So meditate doesn't necessarily mean do your primordial sound, for those that know it, and just have there 30 minutes or do other practices. No, you can do the sound therapy, the sound bath, you can do reflection, you can walk in the beach and just be very connected. You can do anything that brings you ease and relaxation, and most likely calming your mind. That's the main thing, because the mind is a chatterbox. It's busy and it's constantly telling us this and that and this and that, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, we are living a human experience, but we know that we are higher divine beings of light, and that's why the adjustment is tough. But the meditation is a must these days, and I personally used to do it twice a day. Guess what? Nowadays I'm truly doing 4 times a day, because I do my 2 regular ones, morning and afternoon, but in between I put, for instance, this is another practice that is also breathing. And breathing, my friends, is not just I mean, you really consciously have to pay attention to your breath. And in all my sessions, for those that are, you know, the ones that know my sessions, that being with me, you know, I put so much focus on the breath, because pranayama, in whatever way, and there's in my channel there's a session about breathing techniques, and I showed 3 different ones. For those that don't know, you can go there and review. But just the breath, like right here, right now, you can just close your eyes lightly and gently and start to breathe and letting go through the mouth, because those are cleansing breaths. You can just sigh and inhale and really feels good. But when you get into a situation where you feel a symptom of those symptoms that we already talk about, or your stress or anxiety or whatever it is, just close your eyes, connect with air, and just start to breathe and pay attention, and really do that for 1 minute straight, really, or 2 minutes. And I have to tell you, that is making a big difference in your whole state of being. Try it and see it. So breathing is very powerful, and I have a session that is empowerment breath. And empowerment breath is really a 30-minute session that I've done actually in live sessions. I haven't put it in the channel because I just did those breathing techniques, but it is from your lungs and your whole entire upper body. It's a little different pranayama technique than the yogi types, but this one is expanding your rib cage and really inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. It's like a victorious, long, deep, strong, loud breath. And if you do that for 5 minutes, I do a 30-minute period, and you vibrate, you feel, and you're oxygenating your whole entire being to the degree that nothing can get in. That is a great tool to raise your immune system by itself. So just remember, you're oxygenating the cells and you're oxygenating your whole entire being. It's a lymphatization. So and you can do it laying down with really even exaggerating the movement. It is very powerful. Try it for 1 minute and just work it out, because it's very intense at the moment. If you're not really used to, and we most of the time don't breathe deeply, we have shallow breaths, so we don't know how to breathe, we don't even realize it. So that's why I call it conscious breathing. But breathing techniques are powerful, and if you do that for 5 minutes, I can guarantee you feel amazing. But also, and it actually helps you to not even feel hungry. If those that feel that are compulsively attached to the food, just do this and it will help you ease, because you're really feeding your whole entire being with oxygen, with prana, which is a vital force of energy, which is all what we need, just energy. And if you do that, be aware of the fact that if you're not used to do this type of deep breathing techniques, you might feel dizzy, but it's normal. Just kind of pace yourself, and as I said, start with a little bit of time, 1, 2, 3 minutes, 5, and then 10, and then you work it to the 30-minute range. It's powerful and it's amazing, and I love that practice. Now, the other thing that we can do, that I'm doing today with all of you, and that I just daily go on earth, is connecting with nature, is grounding with Mother Earth. And you just want to put your hands on your feet on the grass and truly feel the connection and really feel the support, because nature is the most healing and the cure of all. Mentally, emotionally, you have an issue, a symptom, go and hug a tree, put your feet on the ground, grab your hands on the grass, or put them on a rock, or just grab flowers, or just allow yourself to immerse into nature in whatever way, and I can guarantee you it goes away, because you're grounding, you're earthing, you're bringing the energy exchange from the Mother Earth to yourself, because the Mother Earth brings you photonic light and photon, energy. Photonic light is very good for your being, and that's what it gives you. Also, get the sun. Just expose yourself to the golden sun and feel the energy. The golden sun gives you vitality. And of course, be aware, I'm a wellness therapist, and I always suggest a good natural organic sunscreen, but these days really it's not going to hurt you if you do 10 minutes in a nice sun before the time that is from 12 to 3 is kind of the most intense. So try to do in the morning before that, or after 3 o'clock is more suggested. But it is beautiful because the sun gives you energy. For those that feel depressed or feel down or feel sad, go out there in your backyard, stay there deep, and do deep breathing. Bring the beautiful energy of the sun. Be thankful for the energy that you get, and it will be amazing. Also do your sun salutations with the sun. I had the opportunity to do a beautiful session with a group of Hispanic people or Spanish speaking by Zoom, and I have to admit it was beautiful. And that's what really made me do all this, because I figure a lot of us are going through all this and we don't even know what's going on, and we feel, oh my God, am I getting sick or what's happening? No, it's the process, it's the transition. It's like you are growing and you are evolving and you're going to the next level. So be happy, be blessed, feel good, and go with it. So if you have the opportunity to go to the ocean or to the lakes or to the rivers where you can just go in the waters of Mother Earth, swim in it, feel the beautiful water, the goddess of the waters. And I have the sessions of the elements of the sacred ceremonies in this channel, so go look at it. Whatever it is that helps you to connect and to feel supported by Mother Earth, because guess what, my friends? Now we have Shakti energy very, very activated, and that's why women are more connected and feeling it more than the male energy. So the other thing that we can do is to go and play. If you have kids, just bring your kids and enjoy and do playful activities, because it's bringing your inner child out. Don't take these crises and these challenges into the hard, heavy load. Instead, forget it and go with it. And I'm not saying you don't allow yourself to realize that there is things happening out there, but don't hang and don't attach to them, because then that lowers your energy. So go out there, play with your kids. I have nieces and I have nephews, and I am so happy to go with them, and they teach us so much to be in the moment. So if you have pets, go with your pets. Beautiful energy from the cats and from the dogs especially. Amazing energy. And as I mentioned, all this brings you joy, and that's another thing. I wear a lot of orange. Perhaps you might you don't see in many sessions, but orange is the color of joy. It's in the second energy center. Beautiful color to bring upliftment. I love color because I bring color into my life. It's too gray and too dark, right? But the joy color is the orange. So whatever it is that you find that is going to help you, just do it. I say go, and this is the perfect time to do your activities, your hobbies, and go into gardening, perhaps paint, art, enjoy beautiful sceneries, the creation, the beauty, flowers, bring into your space more beauty, flowers, good pieces of art, all these things. But the most important thing is be yourself, listen to your heart, and don't pay attention to what others think. Just do what your heart tells you, because most likely that's your soul talking to you saying, yes, go and do it. So all these are different practices, and I can continue to go on and on. Dance, if you like to dance, sing. That's why I like to go Zumba. I love that because it's beautiful. Whatever it is, my friends, do it, but feel good and catch yourself constantly. If you are not in good space, if you're not feeling good right away, do something that brings you up. That's the way to stay in these difficult times, to navigate, to make it easier. So let us just now continue and just do a little moment of stillness before we close, shall we? So now that we have talked about a little bit of some of the symptoms and what is going on in this moment, now it's time for us to get in consciousness together, just for a little moment, so we can integrate all this information, so we can actually plant the seeds of intention and willingness to go into our practices daily, so we can definitely help the process, not only mentally and physically and spiritually and emotionally, but also the collective. Because remember, if I change, the change within me is going to be the change in the outside. So let us just close your eyes, nice and easy, just here. Allow yourself to start listening to the beautiful sounds of the birds, The sun is nice and it's warm. I'm feeling the nice warm. Let's take 3 deep, nice, cleansing breaths. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Really letting go of your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. And the last nice long deep breath. Inhale. And release. And just allow yourself in this moment to relax your shoulders if you're sitting down or if you are just on the ground or whatever you are right now. Just put yourself very comfortable and just connect to the Mother Earth if you have the opportunity, even if it's on the ground or on the floor. Just placing your beautiful palms perhaps on the ground, or your feet or your glutes on the ground. Whatever it is, just feel connected. Start to notice how you feel and really be in the space of gratitude, in the space of feeling just very alive and aware of the fact that you're here, feeling, sensing, and knowing of your divinity. And let us just start to bring a beautiful white light. Let us visualize the light of the sunshine or the light of the cosmic energy coming through your crown, your beautiful top of your head, where is the opening of your wisdom, of the infinite possibilities, and start to feel that nice healing of this white light, really saturating the brain, the neurons, saturating your forehead, saturating your ears, your eyes, your lashes, your nose, your chin, your jawline, your chest, really feeling the saturation of this white light to bring it into your body, feeling the healing energy of your energy, connecting with all that is, reminding yourself that you are part of this universe, and really going into your heart center and feeling the connection, feeling the light, cleansing the heaviness, opening for more receptivity and to get more alive and awake and alert to this consciousness that is coming, to this energy, to be perceptive and receptive. And inhale in and exhale out. And right now send it to your legs, to your knees, to your feet, to all those areas that you know that need more attention today. This is the opportunity for you to send the light and to be here, grateful for the opportunity that Mother Earth is here, giving us that aliveness, giving us that balancing, just aligning us to our goodness, and being thankful for this. And in this moment, once you visualize your whole entire being completely surrounded by this light, just be in a stillness for a moment, nice and easy, just enjoying the sounds of the Mother Earth, the sounds of the birds talking to us, saying yes, you are opening to receive the healing today, and enjoy for a moment. Taking a nice deep breath in, inhale. Exhale out, releasing, letting go, and just allowing yourself to notice that just by taking a moment, very easy and very just simple, with no effort, brings you peace and ease. And let us just allow ourselves just to seal this beautiful gathering before we close with the beautiful Om sound of the universe and the Shanti sound of peace, as I love to bring those energy vibrations to bring us that energy. So let us put our hands together in Anjali Mudra in the prayer pose in the middle of your chest, your Anahata chakra, the heart center, and start to just do at your own pace the Om vibration of the I Am presence. Inhale in. Feel the vibration. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. allowing, receiving, sensing and feeling this beautiful healing energy, these beautiful sounds of Mother Earth, allowing yourself to feel your beautiful divinity, and really allowing yourself to feel grateful for the opportunity to know that these symptoms are normal and that we're going in higher levels of consciousness. And as we do this, we go with ease and grace, and we open to just being grateful. We bow to say thank you for the opportunity, thank you for this beautiful connection in this space, in this now. And very gentle. When you feel comfortable, start to just flow, your eyes open once more. Come back into the space. What a great time just to be in this moment. So yes, welcome back again, and oh my God, thank you for being here, for creating this space, for giving me the opportunity to continue to be inspired, to just share with you what I'm going through, so it might help you to go through your own process. But remember, be respectful of yourself and others. Allow yourself to be grateful, to don't take anything for granted, and these days just live fully to whatever it is that the universe brings you. Remember to stay focused, to stay connected, to stay in the space of knowing that everything happens in the way that it's supposed to happen. It is an unfoldment for the beautiful transition of humanity and for us to the next level of consciousness, which means to contain and to maintain and to sustain this beautiful higher level of vibration and frequency. And that's why we have so many different ways that we already talk about. Go and visit other of the sessions. One thing that I forgot to mention, use crystals. Crystals are very powerful to just bring you your energy is more grounded, and I have a whole session of a crystal session. Go and look for it in the channel. But the selenite, it's a great crystal that actually helps you to ground the energies, to bring the peace, to anchor the peace, and to feel better, especially for the dizziness or for the imbalances of that sort. Use that. I just thought about it. And but as I said, go in the channel and look for the crystals. And I these days sleep with this selenite that has a little bit of an amethyst that helps to sleep. So once again, do your best, stay in tune. Remember to subscribe if you haven't, just because I want you to just make sure that don't miss anything that in that moment might help you. And go in peace and allow yourself to send me your comments, send me your ideas. Perhaps you want to hear more of something, or what do you want me to help you with. And remember, we are not alone. We have a lot of assistance. We're calling upon all the celestial beings and our angels and our masters of the universe to bring us that guidance in our path. So go in peace, and I love you, and thank you for being you and being here. And remember of your divinity and your magnificence. Never underestimate. You are making a difference the moment that you stay in your center and vibrate light, peace, and joy. Enjoy, and namaste.